Hello, Katja here, and today comes a tutorial for the Finnabair creative team. And today you will see how I create on my fake canvas. Yes, I have a big piece of like chipboard wooden box that had come with some embellishment. And yes, use sometimes cardboard boxes like that's very sturdy, as they were a canvas. And this will be perfect to work on canvas like a canvas look like. You can add fabric if you want it to look more like a canvas, but it will be perfect for my project. So sometimes use what you have at home and try to find new possibilities. Here you can see me adding white heavy gesso, and that is because I want to have a playing with the texture on. And I have texture paste, white crackle paste that I will add for texture for this canvas. And I will add it with my silicone brush, and you see me, I will add it like randomly. But anyway, I'm not tapping it, or I'm not doing swirls, because I want it be randomly, but not in a way. I'm doing vertically and horizontal only to not make the background too busy. And that depends about your composition, what you will do. And you see me doing white crackle paste all over my base, and that because I didn't know how to do my composition. I haven't decided what I will do, so that's why I'm adding the texture paste all over, but really you don't need to do that. Here I have some wooden pieces, and I will add them on my base, and I realized that I didn't have enough texture paste. If you had a more thick layer, you can use it for like a glue. So I have some 3D gloss gel, and I will have like a blob of 3D gloss gel, and I'm now randomly doing my background texture for my composition. And I start with the biggest pieces, and they are more down on my plate. And that's why I'm thinking like that, because I want it to be more heavy on the middle and down, to not be heavy on the sides, where I will add, in this case, some flowers. I want it to be heavy on the middle. And suddenly I realize I want something in my background, so I'm adding some metallic embellishments. And you see, that's the way it is when you haven't decided exactly. You work and you're doing, and suddenly you change your mind, or you got idea, or like this can happen for me because I have something on my table from my previous project, and I realize, wow, this I can choose. And that's okay. I think that is a part of your process. I'm not doing my plans. For many years ago, I did the plans, but now I try to create with the flow. I can have like a small vision, but then after a while I go with the flow. So now you see me in the end adding the more smaller pieces, and my background start to be ready. and I'm leave it a little bit for drying. But before I will dry, I'm adding some mini art stones, and I only want to add not too much, and only where the small wooden pieces end. And I'm not using any extra glue. I used the leftover from the 3D gloss gel and the crackle paint that is still wet to leave the mini art stones to let it glue. Okay, it's time to the texture paste, white sand. It's a paste that have a sandy effect, not too big pieces of sand, but I think it'll give a gorgeous right effect for this, because I don't want the sandy effect to overtake. I still want to keep the wooden pieces like for the wooden effect. And the paste, I only like to fill out the gaps. And my canvas is not really dry in this stage. I still have some places for the crackle paste to dry up. The crackle paste, I try to not heat on it. I try to dry it for itself because it get the nicest crackles. And more thick layer of crackle paste you leave, more the bigger cracks you have. And now it's time for the black gesso, because my cluster will be black. Be sure that the crackle paste is dry, because if it's not, it will be like a blurry, and it doesn't give the perfect effect. If the 3D gloss gel is not dried up, it's not the same problem. Your embellishment of things can move, but always the paste must be dry before you take the next step. And to fill out all the gaps, I have my water bottle and a spray, because I want the color to fill out all the gaps in the cluster. And it can be a little bit tricky. That's why I also have the small brush, so I can come everywhere. So sometimes when you have paint with black color, you need to go all over it again. And I'm turning my canvas around so I don't miss any spots, because it's so easy. And be sure, if you like this video, to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to do that to everyone. If you like a video, it helps the video to they who do creators to keep them going. So be sure to like and subscribe if you like something, and even better, if you like a video, share it. Yes, share it on your own Facebook page or Instagram or something like that. Yeah, it's very nice if you share it, so more can watch it. Now my black heavy gesso is dried. Now I'm adding liquid acrylic black ink. Oh my God, why she paint it one more time, you think? And that is because the liquid acrylic paint, when it's dried, it's a little bit more glossy. And if you have really much black ink, because you see me take it from the bottle, it gives almost like a watery effect, and it looks like it's not dry. And I want it to be a little bit more glossy, because the heavy black heavy gesso it gives a matte effect. And right now I want it to be a little bit more black, more glossy when it dries up. I'm wiping off some of the black paint that's outside, and while the paint is not dry, I sprinkle some micro beads all over. Not too much. I only want to have a discreet effect here. So I'm drying it, and the paint go really quickly to dry up. Now I want to keep the white places on my board still white, so be sure that the paint are dry before you do this step, otherwise it will be like a grayish color. And here you can change your brush, because I will do the dry brushing technique, and carefully on the top of my cluster I'm adding some white gesso, because you can see that now my texture from the white sand and the small wooden pieces, it really will start to show. So I'm adding again on the edges and all over, because I want the edges to be like a soft roundness around it. Time to add some metallic embellishment, and you can see me now trying around how I will add my composition. I had more metallic embellishments on my table, but I really enjoy and like my cluster so much, so I didn't want to have so many too much items on my cluster. The inspiration for this canvas, it was my own favorite colors. You can combination. I like black and white, and I like in combination to have metallics. Like that, I have handbags. Usually have my nails in black and golden metallics or something like that. And even also in home decor, I have a lot of black and white with some metallics. So that's my own favorite color combination, what I have from my own inspiration here. And this is really a piece of art or canvas that I can have at home, because it matches in my living room, for example. Okay, you can see me and that I have done some of my composition glued with 3D gloss gel, and I have this butterfly, and I didn't think it matches because it was a little bit teal inside, so I was painting it. And you see me trying here again. I'm thinking to have some ribbon, but you notice that I didn't really like it. It's too heavy, to take too much. So that's sometimes you have an idea from the beginning, but you change your mind. And I think that's a part of the process. You're trying out and not deciding too much how you will do it from the beginning. And I'm adding some cheesecloth in the background of my cluster of 2 flowers. I had more flowers on my table, but I'm deciding to only add 2 and 1 butterfly and only some metallics, because I really felt in love with the background. Um, So I'm gluing with the 3D gloss gel. You can use the matte 3D matte gel or heavy bodied gel. It works the same. So I'm adding my composition and I really like it. It's the black background. I really now need to do that. I'm thinking that I can do almost the same technique, but in other color combination, perhaps. But this time it will be something perfect to hang on the wall. And I also think my two girls who like black and white also for home decor should enjoy it. So I'm happy that you are here, and please, if you have questions, feel free to ask them, or I'm happy to if you want to leave a comment. I'm reading all the comments. Uh, 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 Also, to if you have questions, I try to ask them so soon as possible. So, hope you really like my process and try to get inspiration from what you really like, both from fashion, bags, nails, home decor. Yeah, there are so much inspiration from everything. You can find inspiration from art also. Here I have some mica flakes in gold leaves, and you see me adding them a little bit carefully. I don't want the metallic effect take over in the background. I only want to add some mica flakes here and there, and I want to add them pretty near my flowers, and they doesn't show so much. Only when you take a closer look, you can see them shine a little bit here and there. And I'm adding them with the 3D gloss gel, and you don't need so much to add them. But you see them, I'm adding pretty close near my flowers. And in the end, I have a golden micro beads again. Uh, Around the leaves, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. I only will add some vintage gold on my butterfly because the butterfly are still black, so it will have a little bit gold to show more better. And I'm really happy with my fake canvas, and hope you like it, and I hope to see you in my next tutorial. So for now, and see you later. Bye bye.